just to kind of keep trying to stay busy, and so it's working. So.
Yeah, like that's what I always tell people. There's a big difference between being busy and being productive. Business is just trying to occupy space. Productivity is being specific about the space. So what happens when a person is busy, they're just trying to silence the noise, silence the emotion. So they're trying to occur into their life all these different things to keep them from thinking about it. Not addressing it, it's not good at all. So what happens is many people are trying not to address things they need to address. So what happens is when a person becomes busy and say, you know what, I'm gonna get another job, I'm gonna get another situation, I'm gonna get a gym membership. These things are good, but sometimes we get so busy going nowhere that the emotional wound that was caused never gets healed. But when you're productive, you're saying, okay, God, give me a specific assignment, because through that productivity, I find strength. Let me give you an example of what happened to me. Last May was probably one of the worst months of my life. I nearly lost everything. I nearly lost this ministry. I nearly lost everything. Y'all look at me like, dang, what happened? Nothing crazy happened. It was just there was some things going on in my life that if I didn't take care of, I would have died. We ain't talking about just losing. We're talking about death, right? And so I told this story before that when you heard this before, but for those who haven't, there was a point in May, it was April, because I released a book in May, where I was going to flip my car on 485. That's how stressed I was. That's how depressed I was. I said, you know what? Since my idol is not here anymore, I might as well not be here either. That's what happens. Idle time leads to an idle mind. Idle mind leads to idle hands. And when you're idle in your time, you'll start doing crazy stuff. I said, God, I don't know how am I going to get out of this. I said, God, I've been doing this thing for 6 to 7 years. What am I supposed to do with 2 to 3 months off, with no building, with nothing, with no team? What am I supposed to do? God said, put your second book out. By me finishing that second book gave me another burst of life to keep going. And sometimes we asking God, just answer my request right now. God said, no, I'm going to get you something to be productive on. And there was nothing else he could have done than to give me to put that book out. Sometimes during struggle, you produce your best. Productivity is saying, God, thank you for giving me that thing to do, because it got me out of depression. It got me out of sadness. It gave me something else to do. That's what I tell people, do not endeavor to be busy, endeavor to be productive. And you can't be productive in your purpose if you don't know the person of God. It's imperative to know who he is in your dire need, because sometimes instead of you just giving, God don't want to always give you a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes God gives you an assignment. Go get this done. This will help you. So that's how God operates sometimes. We'll go to this table.